Hi there, and welcome to a demo where I'm going to show you how a true enterprise JAMstack CMS architecture and setup can look like by combining two really cool state-of-the-art enterprise technologies, Adobe Experience Manager Cloud Service version and Next.js. So the goal of this demo is to combine the two to achieve four things. And I think these goals are similar for any enterprise CMS websites these days. And the first one is, of course, top performance. So everyone wants their sites to perform really well, so that you can achieve a really good Google search ranking and achieve great user experience for your end users. And how we're going to do that in this demo is by leveraging Next.js out-of-the-box features, so the latest version with the app router and static site generation, React server components. That's really going to allow us to achieve top website performance results, which we're going to measure with Google PageSpeed. But performance is one thing, focusing on the end users. We also want to achieve a great editing experience. And there we'll leverage the new universal editor from Adobe, which will allow us to get the what you see is what you get editing experience for our authors, so they get instant and in-context preview for all the edits that they are doing. The third thing I would like to focus on is the developer experience. Because I think top performance and editing experience can also be achieved with edge delivery services, and I see this option as kind of an alternative to it. So what we're going to do to achieve really good developer experience is we're going to use a state-of-the-art front-end framework like Next.js. So unlike edge delivery services that uses a plain JavaScript and usually is not very popular in the round of experienced front-end developers. And the last thing I want to focus on is creating a really flexible architecture. I don't believe it's a true Jamstack architecture approach if you cannot choose different technologies, state-of-the-art technologies in your different layers of your architecture, and also avoid vendor lock-in, so not get locked in to one vendor in your different layers, for example, CMS, commerce, and the delivery, the experience layer. And we'll see how that looks like later in a bit more detail. But now I would really like to show you a demo of how all this plays together and works on an example website. All right, so let's kick off the demo. And the first thing I want to show is the demo website that I built and how it looks like from the end user perspective, of course, focusing on performance. So here we go. This is my demo website. So I built a demo site for my company. So you have a header, logo, a couple of links here, and basically a couple of components, of course, that we built in both AEM and Next.js. First, you have a hero here, then you have a couple of teasers, and you have a couple of cards, and of course some links and the footer. So what I really want to show you here is how elegant the user experience is and how quick you can jump from one page to the other, how quickly does it load, how quickly it renders, how great it works from an end user perspective. But let's not just talk about it, let's really give it a test using Google PageSpeed or Lighthouse. So I'm actually going to run now a real PageSpeed Insights test, so you see that I'm not faking anything here, and let's see what results we are getting. In a couple of seconds, it pops up over here. So you see we are hitting almost 100 under all metrics, which is really, really amazing and really comparable to what you can get with edge delivery services. However, the difference is as I mentioned previously, in the developer experience and the flexibility that you have in terms of architecture of this setup. Now, if you are a technical person looking at this demo, you might think, okay, it's easy to build a simple website and achieve high scores, but what if I add more complex things to it? What if I want to add search in my header? Well, it's still going to perform as good because you can add also client-side dynamic components to Next.js. The important thing that you deliver everything that you can server-side, so that your end users get this great and fast browsing experience, so that you render the largest contentful paint, this big image that we have in the hero first, because that's the first thing that your users see. All right, and with that, I would like to switch to the content editor perspective and see how we can edit this site, which performs really great for end users. How can we edit it and achieve really great editing experience also for our authors? All right, so here is the editor view. When we log into Adobe Experience Manager, we click on Sites, and here's our demo site. So we have our home page, our About Us page, header and footer, they are split because they are the same in all pages. And if we click on the home page, I added this Universal Editor button that you click here. It takes you directly to the Universal Editor, and our home page loads in the Universal Editor, as you can see here. So the only thing we'll need to do here is add a basic authentication header so that we can communicate with my AEM instance, and we are ready to make our edits. So you can see here the content tree. So we have a couple of components. We have header, hero, footer, and a container where we can place different teasers in cart. So you can click on a component here. It takes you to the component, and you can click on any text field or title field. If we go back in the properties, it takes you right to that component and to that specific property. So it looks and works really cool. But let's also try to make some edits. If we change the title and we add live here, we just click anywhere, bam, instant preview works in really fast and provides really great user experience. But that's not the only thing. So you can also do inline editing. So if we add some additional text here, we can also edit it inline. Next time we click, you see also the updates here. So again, pretty cool. Let's also see how we can add a new component. So if we click on our container, we have a plus button, and we can simply add a new teaser on our site. So a new teaser pops up here. Let me just copy one of the images from the previous teaser. Let's click here. Let's add an image. Let's add a title. This is my new teaser. Let's add a description, and this is a rich text. Hello from my new teaser in Universal Editor. We click done. We can add a link. Go to Google, and let's say link should be taking us to google.com, and bam, we also have a link for our teaser. So time to do publish. So we can also do that by quickly clicking the publish button in the editor right over here. So we can also do additional stuff like duplicate components, delete components, etc. from here. And we can see the whole content tree, the whole component tree over here. So, okay, after we are done with our editing and we see our editing experience looks pretty cool. So we can also open the page here and see how our page looks like live. Now that we did the publication, we can see we get a new title, really cool here, and also that our new teaser displays right over here. So pretty cool. All right, it's time to check out the developer perspective as well, because it's quite different compared to, for example, Edge delivery services, because we use a state-of-the-art framework, Next.js here, and Next.js, of course, internally uses React components, in this case, React server-side components, to achieve the great performance results that I showed you earlier. So this is how my demo project looks like. I'm just going to show you a few things quickly so you get a feeling what the developer experience is. So we are, of course, using TypeScript here, and we just have one script to render the page, because all of the page content is fetched right here from AEM, and all the pages are rendered in the same way. Of course, you might wonder, to have a hybrid CMS setup, you of course need to provide some properties in Next.js so that the universal editor knows how to behave in the editor mode. But all of that can be abstracted into basically a single file where we define, okay, which are the components we have and how do they map to the AEM components, which properties we have, and which type of edit fields we want to use for the different properties. So everything is kept really, really simple and not really tied too much to the Next.js frontend application. There are a couple of things that you need to add to every component to make it editable, but it's really not a lot. And I think Adobe really did a great job here with the universal editor. Let's have a look at an example. So you see we use atomic approach here for the components. Let me open the React script for the hero component for you. So you see how it looks. It's a classic React component, but you need to just add a couple of data HTML attributes to it so that the editor knows how to render this as a component, show it as editable, which label to show, which model to use for the component, and that's pretty much it. So in the components themselves, you can still use React components, you can still leverage everything great from Next.js, like the image component, yeah, render your components, import other components, and everything else as you would usually do in a framework like React. So I hope you like it. Great. So the last perspective we will have a look at is the architect perspective. So how do we get real Jamstack with Adobe Experience Manager and Next.js? How do we avoid vendor lock-in or choose a different state-of-the-art tool in the end for our different layers? So for that, let me show you this simple architecture diagram where we have basically a content delivery network. We have a static site generator, and we have a CMS, and of course we will have other systems. In an enterprise setup, it's not only CMS. There will be PIM systems. There will be many other systems, which I didn't draw here just for simplicity. But the important point here is that Jamstack should make the architecture pretty flexible, should allow you to achieve top performance, because the request from the content delivery network to your internal servers are only happening for really fetching dynamic data. Everything else, it's already pre-built using a static site generator, and that content is already pushed to the CDN. And now on the left side, is really important that you can choose the best tool for the different layers. And for the enterprise hybrid CMS, of course, I would definitely recommend Adobe Experience Manager Cloud Service. But this architecture also makes it easier to replace. So in this demo, we used AEM for the hybrid CMS. We used Next.js as a static site generator, and we used Vercel as our delivery content delivery network. And of course, you could use other systems in the same setup as well. For example, you could replace Vercel with Akamai or Cloudflare easily. You would still be able to achieve the same results, so you can easily change tools and vendors in the different layers that you have. And that is everything for me in this video. I really hoped you liked the demo. If you did, give me some feedback. If you didn't, please also give me some feedback. And if it got you interested, if you want to get in touch, also please do. I'm happy to do a live demo, or if you want access to the source code, we can also talk about that. So you have a link here to my website. You have my email address. So thank you for watching, and yeah, see you next time.